So next is actually using JavaScript in a web page. So most often, JavaScript is utilized inside a web page, which is used alongside the HTML and the CSS. HTML is used for the content, CSS is often used to make it pretty, and JavaScript is what can make that page interactive. JavaScript can be embedded directly in the HTML file, or it can be contained in a separate file and called into the HTML file. You can actually see other people's code, tinker with it, and learn through experimentation. As long as you are using it to learn and not to steal their code, this is considered morally fine by coders. So, because JavaScript is done on your computer, and the code is sent to your computer and it's not on some server somewhere, everything that's happening on a web page, well, almost all of it, all the JavaScript, HTML, and CSS anyways, you can actually look at. You can actually view the source and see how it's working, try to figure out what they're doing, and learn from it. And as long as it's only for education, it's generally considered fine. Stealing code, though, is not considered fine. There are some people that allow it. There are some people that will release their code and say that you may use my code, but unless they tell you to, you should assume that it's only okay to learn from it, not to actually steal it. So, working in an HTML file. Working with an HTML file is when things can become a lot more interesting. We're going to make some of our own little web programs by working within these HTML files. Not only did we have everything that we needed to program in our browser's console, but we also have what we need to make our own HTML files too. It's actually really simple, and computers have had all the stuff for it, at least the basics, since mid-90s at least. Well, probably longer actually. So, that's going to be the very next thing we'll do.